All right, now let me get this camera right. All right, what's going on, y'all? This lesson right here is going to shake some of y'all loose, because some of us need to be shaken loose, and I say that in love. Let me fix this, y'all. I say it in love, Patreon family, because folks always ask me, can I bind someone to me? They always ask me, can I bind them from cheating? That stuff is not right. Can I bind them from cheating? And I may post this universally. I may post it, start off in my Patreon, let them get it first, and then move it on to my other platforms. But yeah, can you bind them from cheating? Can you bind a blessing so it don't leave you? Is it really a blessing though, if you got to bind it? But baby, before you tie anything down spiritually, you better understand what kind of knot you are making. And this is what we're talking about today, because binding isn't always sacred. It's in unbinding isn't always a loss. It's not always a loss. So let's talk real. Let's be real. Let's break this thing all the way down. When to bind and when to let go. First, we're going to dive into what is binding. A lot of y'all may not know what binding is, and some of you guys do. But this is for my newbies that don't really understand the word. Now, in root work, a binding is a spiritual instruction, so to speak. You're telling energy where it can or cannot go. That's a bind. You can bind someone to protect them. Y'all know, y'all seen The Craft, where she had to bind the girl so she wouldn't hurt people. I bind you, Nancy, from hurting other people. Y'all remember that, right? You can bind someone from harming others or harming themselves. You can do that, yes. You can also bind your own energy. You can bind your money. You can bind your words. You can bind your body from being used, misused, or stolen. You can bind that. But binding without clarity, like when y'all be binding all these people and these men to you, yeah, that's just control. That's control. A little bit of fear in it. And let me tell you something. Control without spirit, that turns into chaos every time. When you try to control something without spirit, it turns into a chaotic motherfucking frenzy every time. And when it's right to bind, is there a righteous time to bind? And I'm going to say this slow for the people in the back. If you got a child or a loved one in harm's way, you can bind their steps from destruction. Most definitely. That's your seed. That's your flow. You want to bind them from hurting themselves, even when y'all ain't getting together real right in energy. If someone is spiritually attacking you, you can bind their tongue, their hands, or their reach. Yes. If you want to protect your success, your job, or you can use prayer, you can use affirmations, you can use Biblemancy. You could just put it into motion. You could speak that. Open up your Bible. You can bind it from delay or sabotage. That's protection binding. That's working in alignment with divine order. But you better be prayed up, because once you tie something in spirit, it holds. Now, when to unbind? Now, let's talk about the part y'all be wanting to avoid. Letting go. Unbinding. Letting a motherfucker go. Letting the energy go. Some of y'all are still bound by old lovers, childhood pain, ex-best friends, contracts to things that you didn't spiritually agree to, but just still walking in. Why do y'all do that? Unbinding is a thing. Cutting cords is a thing. I offer that in my shop. I will cut a cord in a New York motherfucking minute. And if you know, you know. You know me, you know me. If you've ever said, I just can't stop thinking about them, you're dreaming about them, why does this same cycle keep happening in my life? Baby, that you bound it. You got a bind on you. And it needs to be cut. Unbinding is a release. It's permission, it's freedom, and sometimes it's your healing. Now, let me give you some real signs you may be needing a unbinding. You keep going back to the same person or situation even after rituals. Hello? You keep going back to the same person or a situation with the same energy at that, even after rituals. Another one is your energy feels drained after interacting with certain folk. Hello? I'm speaking to somebody, huh? I know it. If a motherfucker draining your energy, y'all know the story of my mom. I don't hide it. I don't. But that's the type of energy I'm talking about. Draining type of energy. So, you know. Another way you know that you need to be do an unbinding or cutting is you see the same pattern in different faces. New man, same betrayal. New job, same disrespect. That was me. I kept regurgitating the same energy of a man because I was the same person I didn't heal, and I kept pulling in the same type of man over and over again, 4 times to be exact, before I married my husband. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Another way that you can know you need to unbind is if you've already prayed, you cried, you fasted, and you still feel stuck, y'all. That's when you know you need to unbind, and that's when you know you need clarity. And not just with candles, you need clarity. Y'all, yeah, okay. If you're called to do this work, I can do a cord cutting for you, because we be knowing this time you just don't want to pay the price or give it up either. But you got to do something. If not, you're gonna be stuck in a rut. But if you're called to do this work and you do it for yourself, here's how you move with integrity. Binding, you want to use a red thread, string, or cloth. You want to wrap it around your jar, your petition, or photo. You're gonna wrap it. Okay, make sure, and y'all, I'm giving you some gems, so make sure you are jotting this down, save this video, okay, so you can do this cutting yourself. So I'm gonna start over. What you're gonna need is red thread, string, or a cloth. You're gonna do a jar, a petition, or a photo, or all. Okay, you're gonna pray over it using Psalms 140 or Psalms 17 to keep someone from causing harm. Seal it with wax. You can bury it or store it in a container, a jar, or a mason jar, however you do your work. Okay, if you want to unbind, now binding was the red. Unbinding, you want to use black thread. You want to use scissors in your own voice. Black thread, scissors, in your own voice. And what you're going to do, you're going to cut the string, tear the paper, burn that photo, and say, I release you. I call my energy back. I remove this tie in spirit and in truth. And Ashe, or close it out, and it is so. That's how you unbind. You speak it. Now, Follow it with a spiritual bath using hyssop. I sell that in my shop, or rue. Now remember, y'all, rue, if you're pregnant or you're looking to get pregnant, do not use rue. But blessed hyssop, I do sell in my shop. You're going to pray Psalms 51 over the water as you cleanse and unbind. Okay? Cut them cords. Cut that soul tie. Cut it. Because here's the truth y'all might not want to hear. Some of what we call, or what you call, loyalty is just spiritual bondage. You loyal to somebody who's not loyal to you. And some of what you call cutting people off is actually unbinding. Because I'll cut a motherfucker off. I'll unbind in a minute. Oh, y'all know I will. If you gonna tie a knot, make sure Spirit handed you that rope. Don't be doing it out here haphazardly. Okay? We don't do cute. We do truth. And the truth is, I want y'all to stay connected to your altar. Let's talk about these binding and unbinding. And I wanna bind him to me or them to me. Bind some money to you. Bind some happiness to you. Bind that. Bind that, y'all. It is nothing wrong with binding to protect. But binding to keep someone in your life is usually not what you want to do. Because you got to think about the consequences and the actions to that. That's simple shit. Okay? So, I hope this helped y'all. Again, I am pushing this out to my Patreon collective first and foremost. They're going to get this video early, and I may push it out to my other platforms. Not sure yet, but binding and unbinding is big. I totally don't want y'all to get stuck in a rut with a person. Okay? Because they come and go. Feelings change. Energies change. It's just the people have that. People can do that. People can fall out of love with you, be in love with you today, and fall out of love with you tomorrow. It happens all the time with my business, with this type of business. They sweet until it's sour. You know, and it's okay. That is forever going to happen. Bind your money to you. Buying happiness to you. Happiness is going to come with that person, with that thing, regardless of what. If you bind the specific intention, not the specific person. Okay, I hope this helped y'all. Guys, if you are watching this from my YouTube channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and support. It's greatly appreciated. Super chats are welcome, highly welcome, y'all. It helps me in my business. If you are watching this on my Patreon, Ashe, y'all do the work. Do the work. Period. Bye.